District regular meeting of the Board of Education. Today is Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022. I will now call the meeting to order, and we'll begin with a roll call, please.
Board Member Cornett.
Here.
Board Member Espericueta.
Here.
Board Clerk Jarrell.
Here.
Board President Girardi.
Here.
Board Member Tim Wood is absent today.
Thank you. Item number 5B is the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please stand, and Board Member Sergio Espericueta will lead us in the pledge.
Ready? And I'm
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, we'll just, okay.
I don't know. Thank you.
Thank you, Madonna.
Okay. Next up will be the reading of our mission statement by Board Clerk Madonna Jarrell.
All members of Palm Springs Unified School District are united in our commitment to equity. We create deep, meaningful learning opportunities, build professionalism, and engage parents and community to ensure success for all students. All students graduate with the skills, capacities, and confidence needed to succeed in a rapidly changing world.
Thank you, Madonna. That brings us to item 6, report of closed session actions. Do we have anything to report this evening?
No, President Girardi, there is nothing to report at this time.
Thank you very much. Item 7 is approval of the agenda. Let's see, item 12B, approval of readmission of expulsion case 2021/2022-22 to Palm Springs Unified School District OE11 will be postponed to a future board meeting. So with that change, can we get a motion to approve the agenda?
Move for approval.
We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Item 8 is a special recognition. The governing board wishes to recognize and commend Will Mark Talkington for a Golden Quill Award that he received. I believe Dr. Sweezy is going to present this, and maybe the entire board could go down and join in.
Thank you so much. This is a great honor, and I'm very excited to get to read a few nice words about Mark Talkington. He is the recipient of the Golden Quill Award, which is an award that is given out by the California School Boards Association and the Palm Springs Unified School District Board. Would like to recognize all of your work with the Palm Springs Post, Mark. In February of 2021, Mark Talkington launched the Palm Springs Post online independent newsroom to serve the local community with a daily local source that provides comprehensive and balanced coverage of city news, activities, and events on a free and open platform. As part of his stellar work, Mark has consistently covered and shared school and district initiatives, programs, projects, and events with the singular goal of making the community aware of what's happening through fair and unbiased reporting. For these reasons, we nominated Mark and the Palm Springs Post for the California School Boards Association's Golden Quill Award in recognition of fair, insightful, and accurate reporting on public school news. The awards are presented by CSBA to recognize outstanding education journalism and to highlight the essential role journalists play in increasing understanding of the objectives, accomplishments, challenges, and opportunities related to public school. Mark is just one of 15 recipients across the entire state for the 2022 Golden Quill Award. In addition to tonight's recognition, the honor will be published at the CSBA website and in the winter edition of the California Schools magazine. Mark has more than 3 decades of experience as a news professional at newspapers and online news media sites serving both local, national, and international audiences. Since 2002, he has been a news editor and social media director for the homepage of Microsoft's MSN.com and was a founding editor at ESPN.com after working in the Desert Sun in sports, news, and finally Page One editor. Mark was recently one of 13 publishers who received a grant from Indie Capital to produce the online Coachella Valley Reporter, which launches this week as a weekly Wednesday newsletter with the goal of eventually publishing daily. Congratulations, Mark, and thank you for the important work that you are doing. We look forward to this expanded platform and coverage for all of our PSUSD schools. Congratulations. I'll give this to you. And the board would like to present this to you, if you'll come on over. Thank you. And Mark, would you like to say a few words?
I would love to say a few words. So just really quickly, I don't do a lot of education reporting, but we consistently hear when we poll our audience what they want reported, and they say positive news. And I know exactly where to look for positive news, and that's here in the schools. And so this is where I come for positive news. And I couldn't have done it without Joan's help and your guys' help, and certainly couldn't have done it without my reporter, Kendall Balchin, who is Indio born and raised, my calendar editor, Andy, who's my wife. We're a really small operation, but we've made a pretty big impact in the community. I'm very proud of that.
Congratulations. It's awesome. Here, why don't you go there? Madonna, you want to come back?
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mark. Congratulations, and thank you for all the positive news that you publish on our behalf. We really appreciate it. Next up is item number 9, public comments. We have no electronic comments today, so we do have a couple of speaker cards. And I just want to remind everybody that all oral comments are be directed to the board, be under 3 minutes, and shall be devoid of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional, courteous decorum during public comments. Board members do not respond during public comments. So my first speaker card is Shannon Koval.
Okay, good morning, or not good morning, I'm so nervous. Good evening, board members. I want to start by saying it's been a tough couple of years for the children, for the parents, and for the teachers, and for the administration. There are a great number of classified and certified PSUSD employees. It is your job to treat us all fairly with dignity, respect, and without prejudice. I have been a teacher in the district educating kids for over 33 years. I love teaching my students, my families, and coworkers. I enjoy seeing my students grow academically, socially, and in confidence throughout the year. And I teach them to care for one another. This being said, I'm appalled by the way some employees have been treated because of their personal convictions, some religious and some scientific. I feel that we are being persecuted and marginalized because of those beliefs. I do not feel that anyone should be asked or demanded to tell their vaccination status. My goal here tonight is for vaccinated and unvaccinated employees to be treated equally. I expect to be treated fairly, whether I'm vaccinated or unvaccinated. This is what our Constitution demands for all of us. They used to demand certain people sit on the back of the bus, but Rosa Parks said, enough. I am here tonight letting you know that this is enough. Do you remember the definition of discrimination? The treatment or making of a distinction in favor or against a person or group to which that person or group belongs, rather than on individual merit. I say no more prejudice and discrimination against those that are healthy and have a different health opinion. Martin Luther King stood against injustice 57 years ago, as I stand now. They used to have certain people drink out of different drinking fountains and use different bathrooms. It was wrong then, and it is wrong now. I have been made to take weekly tests when I am a healthy individual. It is invasive, it has chemicals, and it has side effects that I am now suffering from every time I take the test. My health is being compromised because of the test. In my classroom, I follow the golden rule: treat others the way you would like to be treated. The vaccinated employees are not being weekly tested, so why am I being tested? I would like to be treated fairly, kindly, respectfully, and not segregated. And I am sure you would like the same treatment. 90 years ago, people watched as their friends and coworkers were segregated into concentration camps, just like coworkers are watching healthy people segregated with swab testing, having substances known to cause cancer. Ordinary citizens turned a blind eye to injustice as they do now. In closing, I hope you will realize the discrimination happening in PSUSD. As I speak on behalf of all employees that are being discriminated against, and it needs to stop. We are one race, the human race, and we need to have love and respect for one another. So tonight, you have a chance to make a wrong right. Stop discriminating against those that are not sick and not vaccinated. So what's it going to be? Continue with the wrong or make it right? I didn't come here with anger in my heart. I'm really sad that after all these years of teaching, I have to ask to be treated fairly.
Thank you very much. Okay, this next one, I better learn this name. Anjali. I'm sorry? Anjali Manhattan? Thank you. Anjali Manhattan. She's the ASB president for Palm Springs High School, so we'll get to know you.
Yeah. Good evening, board, and my name is Anjali Manhattan. I'm the Palm Springs High School ASB president, and I'm here today to address the mandate regarding our inside activities and rallies. We as an ASB class believe that the more normalcy we can provide with the emotional well-being of our students and classmates is very important. School dances and rallies inside can help build better relationships with friends and build confidence and school spirit. We are all looking for a level of normalcy these days, and not being able to do a dance or rallies inside brings us back to the things we want to move forward from that's in the past. We are here today because we were informed by our school admin that the board suggested that we shouldn't do any indoor activities due to the COVID cases and restrictions. Considering the heat in the Coachella Valley, we want to have an enjoyable time with our rallies and dances, considering it's almost 110 degrees outside and it's too hot to be just outside for long periods of time. We are asking to have indoor activities, and we will take all and any safety precautions that we can. We will highly encourage masks and offer hand sanitizer at the door, and move any air purifiers we can to any place that we hold these events. Classrooms can also be available for students with health and safety concerns. With this, I would just like to thank you for your consideration and thank you for your guys' time.
Thank you very much. I have no other speaker cards. Did anybody else wish to address the board? No. Okay. That closes item 9. We'll go to item 10, board member comments. Anything anybody wants to share this evening?
Hey,
Sorry, yeah.
Star.
Go right ahead.
Thank you, President Liarde. And August, the last August 16, I'm attending to the monthly resident leadership table meeting via Zoom with the organization Live to Raise. That organization continues the advocacy for affordable housing in the Coachella Valley. Also in August 17, I had the opportunity to present the state of the district to the Superintendent Parent Advisory Committee. It was a great meeting with the majority of the parents expressed their desire to continue the future meeting via Zoom. It was a good turnout and good feedback from the parents from the Palm Springs Unified School District. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergio. Anybody else? Karen?
I just want to say thank you to all of you that came tonight to do a public comment. Thank you. I'm sure we'll be seeing you a little bit more in the weeks to come. We look forward to that. So also, I think that Dr. Sweezy will speak to both of the items that were brought up tonight about why we are still testing non-vaccinated people and to why we are not allowing indoor activities. But I'm glad that we are back at school and in person, and I know I have grandchildren in the district, and both of my granddaughters went and graduated from Palm Springs High School, so I have a special, what do I want to say, heart with you guys. So congratulations on your...
Good evening, everyone. I just have a few things that are really stand out for me seeing the district these last weeks that we started back to school. We are working with students, not subjects. One speaker said this summer, and we're seeing that happen day in and day out. And not just working in schools, we're seeing after-school football back, we're seeing cheer, we're seeing band, we're seeing other sports, soccer, a lot other events coming back slowly, and we're excited that we are seeing people live in person at these events. We also are concerned about safety as we do come back, safety in many respects. The district is doing a lot to work on security and safety preparation for every single person. And we appreciate all of the staff across the district that have been thinking ahead, working behind the scenes, trying to figure out what new locks do we need, what cameras should we put in, all of the technology that we will need to be more aware. And so for that, I want to call them out and say appreciation to you. We also, our appreciation have to all of you who are changing to new schedules and starting later and having to change how you do school. In the high schools and middle schools especially, it is a different way of life for you. And we know that it's been tough these first 2 weeks and that it'll get easier as time goes on. But thank you for going along with us. We had no choice as a board and as a district, so we are going to help make it work. Also, I always every year tell people I live in Thousand Palms on a very busy road and on Desert Moon Drive, and I see the middle school being picked up, Nellie Kaufman, in the morning, and people just whizzing by, flying by. So if you're going by schools, please slow down. Take the time to pay attention to the speed limits. It's really important. Kids are out there on the corners standing with their parents, and it's just a really important time that everyone helps all of our drivers remember to slow down. Also, we've had some great training, the conscious education training, the ALICE training. We've had a lot of, I guess, preparation for coming back to school. And in my opinion, because I'm a teacher, I feel like this year was much better than last. And it's different. It might not be easier, it's just different, and it's good to be back to a little bit of what we used to know. People say, oh, back to normal. Well, I'm not sure what that is, but kind of back to what we used to know. And thank you for all of your patience and being problem solvers. So we have no problems, only solutions. And thank you all for helping join together to do that. So that's it.
Okay, thank you. I also would like to thank the public comments this evening. It helps us a lot to hear what people are thinking. And Anjali, as a student board member, you're going to be an advocate for all the students out there, and your voice will be very, very important. And hopefully you'll participate in our decision-making so you can be an advocate for us too, that you can go back to your student body and say, this is why the decision was made. So I really look forward to working with you. I also want to congratulate our foundation. We had a board foundation meeting last week, and they're off to a great start. In the first 6 weeks of this year, they've raised $110,000, and we're going into a pretty slow economy right now. So I've got to give them a lot of acclamations for that. And then also, not to repeat myself, but tomorrow we're welcoming our new student board members, and one of the fun jobs of being the president is I get to greet you guys, so I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, that's it. Next up will be our superintendent's comments.
Thank you, President Girardi. Just a few quick items for my superintendent's report. Again, as board members have previously mentioned, we are back at school and in full swing. I've had the great pleasure with Dr. Kovac to get to meet with every principal of all of our schools during these first 8 or 9 days of instruction. And there's so much enthusiasm taking place on our campuses with our classified, certificated staff, our students and families. And as Clerk Jarrell said, overall, the entire district has a very positive can-do spirit and is facing this school year with great positivity and optimism. So I'm very, very grateful for that. I also always do take this opportunity to give a public health update. And so in looking at the case rate and positivity rate for COVID-19, which I have reported at every board meeting. In fact, I was reviewing what I said last year on August 24th, was our second board meeting in August last year. We currently have a 23.5 out of 100,000 case rate, and that has decreased slightly since July and August, so that is positive, moving in the right direction. Our positivity rate is at 10%, which is also improved from when I reported last month. One thing that has changed is we've really restarted school. We started before Desert Sands and Coachella Valley Unified. And currently all 3 districts still do have a COVID dashboard. That's not required for the districts, but we are all still currently using those dashboards. Presently, we have one of the highest rates of COVID among our students and our staff members in the Coachella Valley. And right now, unfortunately, our highest case levels are at our high schools and then followed by a middle school. So we are seeing an increase in COVID cases in our school community. And again, thankfully, people face that COVID, maybe miss some time from work, miss some classes as a student, and are eventually able to return. But right now we're reporting a total of 160 cases across all of our schools with 37 staff members. And those staff members include classified staff, certificated classroom teachers, school administrators, and district office administrators as well. And so those numbers do concern me a little bit. And tonight, as you know, we had 2 public comments about the district's approach in this post-pandemic world. And I just need to say that with the guidance of the school board and executive cabinet, Palm Springs Unified has done a masterful job, I believe, of protecting the most important things: the health of our staff, students, and families, and their opportunities to learn. And we know that it feels a little bit different, and I know if I were a high school senior, I would feel pretty sad if I couldn't have a dance or a rally in the first month of my senior year. And there's nothing I can say that will take that away. I completely understand it. But I also know that we've always made decisions in this district based on the guidance from both the state and the county. And so we listen constantly to California Department of Public Health and the Riverside County Department of Public Health with regular updated meetings from both of those agencies. All of the guidance at this time and the requirement at this time is for us to continue to test unvaccinated staff regularly. I personally have responded to any allegations of somebody being mistreated or judged or discriminated against because of a choice to wear a mask, not wear a mask, be vaccinated or not be vaccinated. So I take those allegations very seriously, and I take the responsibility to follow the rules of this state very seriously. And so we are continuing to test as is required in California. That's not an option for us. As far as student events, the guidance there also is very clear. Large assemblies, school dances, any other crowded activity, especially at a high school, has the potential to cause substantial spread. And the spread might not just affect the students at that event, but their families and the community as well. So we've encouraged all of our administrators to host those kind of events outdoors or virtually whenever possible. We know that's not the same. We want to get back to the indoor activities also. Some other ideas are to separate into much, much smaller groups, to require masking, to reinforce vaccination and testing of unvaccinated participants, also somewhat controversial as you heard this evening, or to even be able to know exactly who people were standing next to, just in case, so that we could provide that high quality contact tracing to keep people safe. Because of those reasons, it is very difficult at this time for schools to do those kind of events. I don't think it will be that way forever, but for right now, that is the safe and smart thing for the district to do, is to continue to follow that guidance. And again, my heart goes out to students because I know what that feels like, definitely. We'll continue to update you as I do at every board meeting, and as our board members have said, we appreciate all of the public input this evening. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, President Girardi.
Thank you, Dr. Sweezy. That brings us to item 12, board action items. 12A is approval of certificated and classified employee transactions, OE 4.4. Can we get a motion to approve?
Move for approval?
We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
Any discussion or questions? Okay. There we have one abstention. You want to state why? Okay, all right. Okay, all right. We have one abstention. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 12B has been postponed. That brings us to item 13, the superintendent's consent item, where we will vote on items 13A through 13G, unless somebody would like to pull one for further discussion. So how about a motion?
I move for approval.
And we have a motion to approve. How about a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 14 is the board consent item. 14A is approval of meeting minutes from August 9th, 2022. May we get a motion to approve that item?
Move for approval?
We have a motion to approve. How about a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
I need to abstain. I was absent.
Did you watch it?
I did.
You can
I
vote
actually
then.
did watch it, and everybody looked really great.
And then you,
I was really impressed.
you're aware of
You
it.
guys
You
did a
can
great
vote
job.
then.
Yes, I was very
She was there.
impressed.
I know. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 15 is an informational item. The board has received and reviewed first reading of revisions to Board Policy BP 6158 and Administrative Regulation AR 6158, Independent Study, OE 10. Do we have any suggestions for future agendas? All right, hearing none, we'll go to item 17. Of the setting of the next board meeting will be held on September 13th, 2022 at 6 p.m. Anything you wanted to brief on?
Just wondering when our next meetings will be held out in Desert Hot Springs, or if we have any calendar dates yet.
Oh, I do have a question.
Great question.
Yes, I'll look them up right now, but on the annual work plan that we send out on Fridays, the dates are already set. So I will look right now and send that information in the Friday.
Thank you.
I also have just a quick question. You guys sent us a list of the schools in our trustee area. Are we going to divide that up so it's a little more equitable to visit the schools? Because it seems like some people got more schools than others. Like if I got the schools in my trustee area, I have more schools.
Okay.
And it probably should be even if I can't
Right.
get to every school
Yeah.
in my trustee area. I think everybody else should have an equal opportunity to,
Okay, we'll bring that back. I didn't, to be honest with you, I wasn't thinking that way, but we can certainly do that and just balance them out. Because we had a balanced option also, which would be for the second semester, but we'll balance out this. If the board members are okay with us
I
just
think-
picking them and dividing by,
fine.
okay.
Absolutely, thank you.
I already wrote to Erica about this first semester, what is my school list? And because it seemed like I was kind of in a mix, so.
Okay, we'll look at it again. I know we did send what we thought we had agreed on, but we'll definitely balance those out, so.
If we miscommunicated, I apologize.
Yeah.
I think it was the will of the board to even it out at least.
Okay. Yeah, we can send that out, and I did include that for you there, and just so that the board's aware, those are always at the very back of the annual work plan, so you always have them every Friday. And the first Desert Hot Springs meeting will be October 25th.
Great, thank you. All right, how about, can we get a motion to adjourn?
President Gerard, only one final comment. The school did have the AIDA Planet orientation for candidate or not? For
We don't have that on the calendar yet, but we are going to do an orientation for the candidates for the school board. Yep.
And the student board members will be sworn in tomorrow or at the next board meeting with everyone?
They'll be sworn in at the meeting, and tomorrow's just the orientation.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Anything else? Okay, can we get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We have a motion, how about a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned, thank you very much.